to hold on. Blessings are coming. That is awesome. I hope you are going to video journal your journey. That would be amazing. Hi, Beatrice. Good morning. How are you? I bet a lot of people would really like to watch your beginning to end of building your dream homestead and farmhouse. Got 12 people in here, 13 thumbs up. Thank you. I appreciate it. Good. Brooks Home Sweet Home says, yeah, oh yes, starting my channel back up. That's good. That is awesome. So yeah, if you don't know Ark Wildman Survival, he just put that he just put up a message on his channel with that song. Oh my goodness. He had I got goosebumps. I got fired up listening to that song again. It's been a really long time. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just switching back and forth through screens, seeing what's going on. I'm going to drop Ark Wildman's link in the chat. If you don't know, please go check him out and let him know Keto Homestead would just sent you over. He's an awesome guy. Traffic is starting to gear up here. Hey, Dragon, good morning. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. You're awesome. I didn't know you were up this early. You usually don't come into my lives until evening. Fantastic song, powerful. We need that kind right now, right? I agree. We all need to stand up and stand together. Colonial Briggs. And most of you know that are here, I don't typically like talking. No, I don't like talking about politics or religion or anything like that. But sometimes we do need to light a fire under our butts. Good morning, Colonial Briggs. Mike the Caveman, good morning. How are you doing? I'm getting distracted. I promise I'm getting a link for Ark Wildman. Let's see. But yeah, go check out his message this morning. It was literally like a 2-second message. So it won't take you long. And again, please tell him that Keto Homestead would just sent you. Maybe if I can spell right. Okay, there we go. There's a link for him. Big Joe's Outdoors. Good morning. How are you doing? Good to see you here. The Milkmaid. Hello. YouTube and StreamYard are not linking up, so I gotta switch back and forth to see new comments coming up. How are you doing? It's Wild Edibles, but still hubby's phone. It beeps when friends go live. Exclusive prepper, hello and welcome. I'm surprised that all of you are up this early. Girl, as far as politics are concerned, everyone should be paying attention. Many things will be coming to light soon. Right, and I agree. I just don't like talking about it on my channel. I rather just do my homestead thing, my keto thing, and I will go over to other people's channel to get that information. That's just how I roll. All right, sorry about that. I was reading an email. I was up an hour ago, and that's sleeping in for me still. Wow. I'm up at 5:30 every morning. Yeah, I actually slept in today. I think I got up at like 5:44 this morning. So that's sleeping in for me. I've been up 2 hours, but I take a while to get moving. Yeah, I take a while to get moving too. I've been sitting here watching, trying to support other YouTubers, watching a couple of videos, drinking my coffee, waiting for my onions to get dehydrated. So yesterday, that's what I was working on. I dehydrated all my onions from the garden, and I've got 2 dehydrators still going full of onions, and then that will be the last of it. But I've been making onion powder, and let me tell you, this fresh onion powder smells amazing. To me, it's like the fresh, it just smells like a fried onion, like a battered fried onion. It smells amazing. So I'll just keep adding to that as my dehydrator goes. And then I've got my green peppers, my bell peppers. They're all chopped and ready to go into the dehydrator as soon as the onions are done. And then I can start working on the turnips. I'm going to can some turnips. And then this round of harvesting will finally be complete. So I feel really accomplished. I had to call in reinforcements last night, meaning Barrett. I needed him to help me. I was like drowning in onions. So I feel pretty accomplished this morning. City Girl Country Heart, good morning. How are you doing? TH2, good to see you. Darren, down under Farm and Forage, good evening to you. I only got tiny onions so far, but they were from sets. Wasn't expecting much. All my onions were from sets, and this is the first year that I've actually had success with onions. But I did a lot of research on onions this year, on planting them, and I learned a new tech of spooning onions. So they did really good. I still had a few that were kind of small, but the majority of them were pretty good size. Good morning, Caribbean House. How are you doing? Just random question. You've milked before, yes? What do you generally do to dry off? I went to once a day with this girl for a little over a week and then stopped entirely for a few days. Yeah, that's basically what I do. I just wean down. Take it slow so she doesn't get mastitis. Good morning, Angela. Down on Boddington Farm. Hello. Yeah, I just I would start going down to once a day, and then once you go down once a day for a few days, I would just go like maybe, I don't know, just slowly wean her completely off. Just start milking her only like 3 times, 4 times a week. I would start weaning day by day. See how that works. Have you ever weaned them off? I always worry about mastitis, but I, knock on wood, have never had a problem with it. Yum, Harvest, can't wait to be part of this kind of life. So you haven't homesteaded at all, Brooks Home Sweet Home? Ooh, Big Joe's Outdoors. I've been doing lots of mint in my dehydrator. Yeah, I need to get to that too. But right now, the urgency is getting all the stuff out of the garden. My herbs can wait a little bit longer, I think. I hope. I do need to harvest my toothache, though. The flowers are on strong, and those need to come off. Yeah, mine wasn't planted right, but that's okay. My seedling onions are somewhere. Aw. Good morning, Rob. Wendy Benjamin, good morning. Good to see you. Is it time to go back to sleep yet? Crazy Irish, are you going live this morning? She usually goes live around 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Before I did abruptly or sold them in milk. Ooh, the one I did abrupt did go to mastitis. That's scary. My toothache plant has self-seeded everywhere. Oh, well, that's good, right? That's a good thing. Okay, yeah, Crazy Irish is going live at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time if anybody wants to check her out. We have only lived in apartments, Jess. We will be total beginners. Yeah, that will be so much fun to follow your journey. That'll be awesome. It'll be a completely new learning experience all the way around. Hey, Moonlight Gypsy, good to see you. And I still if there's people in here that I'm supposed to email and I just haven't had a chance to do it. I have not forgot. I will be getting emails out either later this evening or tomorrow morning. And also watch out for community posts for members. That will be posted either tonight or tomorrow morning as well. Milkmaid's trying to get up and move and make the bed. If anybody wants to come up and chat, you're more than welcome to. Just hit the link I just posted. I have to promise, though, I cannot stay up on this panel for 2 or 3 hours today. I think my turkey is chirping at you, laugh out loud, or me, get me food, woman. All right, I just got that message, Dragon. I'll message you here in a little bit. Let's see. I know, right? YouTube always pulls me in, and then I end up on here for like 2 or 3 hours. I'm like, oh my gosh, I didn't get anything done. I need coffee, been napping. Ew, have fun, Milkmaid. I have to go into town today. Oh, yay. I did yesterday. I hate going into town. It's fine, like, once I'm in there. I just really don't like it. It wasn't too bad, though. There wasn't, I think we ended up, because I ended up streaming on here for like 3 hours. We didn't end up going to town until noon, so it wasn't too horrible. I think everybody was working and busy, so it wasn't like packed in the stores or at the places we had to go to pay bills. I'm really sad. So I had purchased 3 turkeys. I had told some of you that my female turkey passed away last spring when the fox came in, and so a couple months ago I purchased 3 baby turkeys, and they've grown up pretty. They're like, I would say, teenagers now. They're not like adults yet. They're still, I don't know, they're about like this big now, so I call them teenagers. And then I think it was 2 weeks ago, I went out and purchased 3 more, because the 3 that I had, I believe, are 2 toms and 1 female. So I wanted to try to get more females. So I went and got 3 more, and we tried to sex them to make sure they were females. It's really, really hard to sex turkeys when they're little, depending on the breed. And yesterday, when we went out to water and feed the animals, those 3 that I just purchased were all dead. And I don't know why. They were with all the other turkeys that were doing fine. I don't know if it got too cold for them or what happened, but so mad. So now I'm still stuck with 2 boys and 1 girl. I hate peopling in town, but we're on lockdown still. Yeah, see, and I'm not, like, I guess you could say that lockdown doesn't really bother me unless I have to go to town. I could just be out here in the country and be fine for months on end. Hey, city girl, country girl, how are you doing?
Good. Hold on, let me mute you. Okay. I had to mute my YouTube. I'm doing good. How you doing today?
I'm okay. Still on the music this morning. I love music, though.
Oh, so do I. When I get a chance to have it going, I do. I can't have it loud like I like until my kids go to school.
Yeah. Someone in the chat was asking what the song is called. It's called Welcome to My House. So how are you doing? Are you just waking up?
Let's see. I went to sleep about 3:30 and I woke up, half hour ago. I've only had 4 hours sleep. I don't know how I'm awake, but I am. My back woke me up this morning.
Yeah. That sucks.
I have issues going on with my left hip and my lower back, and my medical insurance won't let them do an MRI, won't approve one until I do physical therapy.
Yeah.
So
I went through all that. I feel for you.
I have 3 more weeks of it. They say it's sciatica, but this is not sciatica. There's no way on earth it can be sciatica because it's not the way it's doing. I know too many people that have it. No. It's something else.
Do you take any collagen or anything like that?
There's a lot. I had to be careful what I take. If I take anything over the counter, like vitamins and stuff, I talk to my pharmacist first because there's a lot I can't take because of my seizure medicine.
I don't think collagen, I would research it anyways, but I don't think collagen would bother you. It's a food. It's not a pill or anything.
I can look into it.
But when I started having back issues and stuff, then my hips, my back is deteriorating. There's no way to fix it, but I'm trying to build up the cartilage and the bones in there because my
Yeah.
hip starts popping out of place now. So
Oh, I've had that since I was a teenager.
it's horrible. So
Mhm.
I've been incorporating that collagen, and that's been helping quite a bit.
It's like I use essential oils. There's like 8 or 9 essential oils
Morning.
that good morning that I can't use because they will cause me to have seizures.
Oh wow.
Yeah. One of my favorite smells is eucalyptus. But I can't use the oil because it'll cause me to have seizures. It's like I can't use grapefruit oil. I love eating grapefruits, but there's proteins and enzymes in the grapefruits that block my body from absorbing my seizure medicine. And
Wow.
if I were to eat grapefruits or drink the juice, it'll build up my seizure medicine in parts of my body that could do more damage to me than because it just can't build it up.
It combats with it, basically.
Yeah, it can cause me to have some major seizures and major problems. And every year I have to get blood taken and they have to do a full blood count and check all my organs and everything, make sure my liver isn't getting damaged from my seizure medicine.
Yeah, I got to be careful with Barrett too. He doesn't have seizures, but he has blood clots in his legs, so he has to take Coumadin, and a lot of things react to Coumadin too. So
Yeah.
Yep.
I got to be careful what I give him.
It's like
Okay.
one of the videos I'm working on, and it's gonna come out in a couple of weeks, is
Morning
like
Hillbilly.
with the essential oils, like things like oils I can't use because of my epilepsy.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna talk to a friend of mine and see if she'll help me out with some of the information and all that she's gotten over the years, because I want to get it out. I mean, yeah, when I got my EEG results back recently and it came back normal, that was the first time that's ever happened in my life. I've had this epilepsy since the day I was born, and have a test result come back normal instead of abnormal was huge for me. I couldn't stop crying that day. I called my stepdaughter crying. She thought something was horribly wrong with me.
Thank you, TH2.
Yep. I was just gonna say, yep, put it up.
I hate looking at this screen when I'm on YouTube, on the YouTube end, because it's so much slower than the StreamYard.
Yeah,
It is.
the lag.
But
you have
then,
to refresh it all the time.
yeah, but
Hey,
then
Gemma.
if I'm not on if I'm not on YouTube, I can't see all the emojis and stuff. So I have to keep switching back and forth so I can see what's highlighted.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, true.
And you can't comment when you're in StreamYard either. You gotta go into YouTube and comment. Hi, Gemma. How you doing, girl? I
Hey,
haven't seen you in a while.
Hey, Gemma.
Good to see
Hi,
you.
Agent.
Gemma, did you get your book? I got my book yesterday. I'm super excited. I gotta go get my book so I can show you guys my book that came in the mail. I'll be right back.
Cool.
So, Crazy Irish, where are you located at? What state?
Massachusetts.
Oh, you get
On
all
the
the
East
wonderful
Coast.
snow.
Yep, we get all that snow. Well, where I am, it's like we get some of it. So I'm lucky.
I'm from
Yeah.
Jersey. In winter of last year, I had friends tell me that we got more snow down here last year than they did up there in
Mhm.
my hometown. And I was
Yeah.
like, that is so crazy. So it's kind of weird. And I was talking to a few of them this past winter. Yeah, they got some snow this past winter, but they say it's like it's declining. And the more and more I look at like snow and ice problems down here, the more and more I'm trying to stock up during warm weather. Your battles belong to the Lord. Where'd you get that?
It's a Joyce Meyer book.
Okay.
I ordered it offline. You can she has a website on there, and when she comes out with a new book, you can put in a donation of whatever money that you have available, and she'll take it, whether how little or how much you have. And I just love that. I love her books. They're really good.
That's good. That shows she's not being greedy.
Mhm.
You know, she's just to give.
I mean, I know that she's very, I guess people are really controversial with her. They say they don't like her, and that's what she's out to do is get money and stuff, but that's not what I've experienced. And she is more geared to women and helping them through their problems. So I really enjoy reading about her. Hey, Gemma, did you get your book? Gemma ordered hers at the same time I ordered mine.
Well, she's overseas, so they have to go through customs and all that, and that takes like 2 to 3 weeks. I sent a card to a friend of mine over in the UK, in Wales, and they still haven't gotten it, and that was a month ago.
Wow.
It was a birthday card. I sent them a birthday card a month ago because their birthday was a week and a half ago, and they should have gotten it by then.
Yeah. Hey, Art File Man. You missed it this morning. I played your song.
Agent, I grew up listening to Jim Reeves and Patsy Cline. Patsy Cline is one of my all-time favorite singers. When I do karaoke, I have to do some of her songs.
I love
Always.
Patsy
I
Cline.
love Patsy Cline.
Yep. I don't know who Jim Reeves is, but I love Patsy Cline.
He's a country singer too.
Mm-hmm. Actually, Dragon Stalin. Yes, it's Taxachusetts. We call it. No. Yeah, Taxachusetts and we're all massholes. So that's how we get it.
Town. Yeah, it's expensive up there. I had friends when we moved down here. I had friends and family asked if we were going to be moving back up after my husband passed away, and I was like, no.
Mm-hmm. No.
I was like, I can get the house I'm living in now, a 1-bedroom apartment up in my hometown for that price.
Yep.
That's awesome. Gemma got her book the same day I did. She got hers yesterday. Hey, TJ.
Awesome, Gemma.
Good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
It's like there's a couple different. I keep getting these people off and on asking me questions like, why do I homestead and why do I want to move from where I'm at? And because I've always said this house is a stepping stone. And
where are you at?
South Carolina.
I knew that.
Yeah.
Anderson, South Carolina.
Everything's like half the price there compared to here. Basically.
Depends
It does
on
depend,
where you are. Like the stores near me, like there's 2 Walmarts, and
Mhm.
one of them isn't that far from me, and they call it the lower because we're the bottom part of Anderson County.
Yeah.
I could go 7 blocks towards town, and I'd be hitting the city limits.
Yeah.
And we're considered county. So here I can burn trash. I can have chickens. If I wanted goats or pigs or a cow on the property, if it was big enough, I could do that.
I'm laughing because Darren says, I told you yesterday, Jess, where she was at. I know, but I can't retain all that information. I don't even know what's I'm in half the time. I can't remember everybody else's.
And then when you keep up with everybody.
I know. And then when somebody says it, I'm like, oh yeah, I knew that. I'm like, gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Brooke's Home Sweet Home. She's on the East Coast also. She's in New Hampshire.
Awesome.
She's going to move to the White Mountains in New Hampshire, which is absolutely beautiful up there. But like the real estate, New Hampshire's actually starting to be like Massachusetts for real estate wise, like cost wise. It's becoming a pretty penny. Cheaper, do you go up? Like Maine is wicked cheap. You could buy like 40 acres of land for like 30 grand.
Really?
That's already heifer land, pre-fertilized.
Freezing cold up there, isn't it though?
Yeah, but it's like easy living too. Like you got your neighbors like 10 miles away from you, in most places. The higher the closer you go up to Canada, the more colder you get. Yes, of course, but
Milkmaid all the time. She says, "Don't worry, Jess. I have Teflon brain too. Nothing sticks."
yeah.
My husband was asking me the other day. He was like, "So we're like harvesting everything out of the garden." And he's like, "Well, what are you doing with this? How are you going to can this?" Da, 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 da. I'm like, "Stop! You're giving me anxiety." I was like, "We got to focus on harvesting, and that's it. I don't want to talk about anything else." And he's like, "Well, how do you can it?" I'm like, "I don't know." And he's like, "Well, you can all the time." And I was like, "Yeah, but," I said, "I can't just pull out canning recipes out the top of my head all the time."
Right. It's like he's full throttling you.
I'm
It's
like,
like, where you going? Slow down. Put on the brakes a little bit.
yeah. Ugh. What the heck?
Yeah, she froze up.
Okay, there you are.
No, I didn't freeze up. My computer shut off.
Uh-oh.
The battery on this computer sucks anymore. If it's unplugged for like a half hour and I didn't know the plug came out, it just up and shuts off.
TH2 says city girl froze from talking about Massachusetts.
Yeah, I know. You don't want to come here. So, I mean, not unless you're going like close to the borders, like way out.
No, where I lived up in Jersey, but like I was saying, down here it's a lot cheaper where you go.
Yeah.
So I can get food food is cheaper down here, but a lot of times food is the same price as it is back home.
Yeah, but the cost of living is a lot cheaper.
Cost of living is a whole
That's
lot
what I meant, like real estate wise, it's like half the price there compared to here.
Depending on where you go.
Yeah, because I was watching TJ Preps one time and she was looking for a house and she's saying, "Oh my gosh, that's so expensive." I was about to say, "Girl, you don't even know. Come to Massachusetts." The size of the house she was looking at would have been like $500,000 to $1 million at least. It's like,
I have friends in my hometown. Their property taxes up there of 5-6 years ago went from $6,000 a year for like a quarter-acre property to over $10,000.
Are you stringing your beans?
Yes, Dragon just asked if I was making any leather breeches, and I've been working on my beans as they're coming in. My beans aren't doing good this year. Usually I have a ton of beans, but this year they're not doing so well, so I've been stringing them as I go. The dilly beans,
naturally?
Yeah, they'll get like really, really hard and crispy and brittle, and then you can just add them to soups and stews or whatever. It's just an old-time way of preserving green beans. My mother-in-law used to do it this way, and that's just something I like to carry on from her. The dilly beans, I have canned dilly beans in the past. I personally don't care for them, so I don't do them anymore.
I'm not too fond of dilly beans.
I was just looking at a bunch yesterday to get ready for next year and keep some in supplies, getting some heirlooms. But it's hard for me because I'm also a city girl right now. I grew up country bumpkin, but in the city now.
I have hillbilly deep in me. My grandfather was from deep in the hills of West Virginia. And at 9 years old, I always loved going out to the country because I had an aunt and uncle down in the country up in Jersey. And at 9 years old, I met my grandfather for the first time, and he had neighbors across the street from where he lived that had this huge pasture area. They were like in the valley of the mountains, and the train tracks went around the outside of their property. And you would see trains pulling boxcars of coal, and you would have like 5-6 engines and 400 cars of coal through it. But they had these huge gardens because they would get so much snow during the winter. They had these huge gardens growing everything they needed for winter, and so all their food they had growing. and they had cows and the goats, and I mean that was our food for the winter. The stuff they
Yep.
couldn't grow, yeah, they'd stock up on during the summer. And
Wild
they just,
edible. Hold on, Terry. Sorry. Wild edible says just hang them on a thread. I use fishing string, and I use a needle, and that's how I do it. You could use thread. I don't know if the thread will deteriorate because of the moisture in the beans or not. I'm not sure, but I just use fishing line. All right. Sorry, Terry.
that's okay. But it's like it's stuff like that. I mean, I grew up, and when I would go over and see their gardens,
Hmm.
I felt so at home. And I've always felt like I don't belong in a city. And even when my husband was
Yep.
alive, he goes, "You're not a city girl. You're so country. It's crazy."
I got the best of both worlds. I lived in the city growing up, but I had lots of friends in the country. So my whole summers were spent on farms.
Yeah,
Yep.
when I lived, there's trouble. When I lived out in New Mexico with my stepdad and my mom and my siblings, my stepdad was in the Air Force. But I had friends that I went to school with that had farms out in the country, like 15 minutes from where I lived. And I'd go over there on the weekends all the time. And I felt so at home. It was crazy.
Hello, Harvest Mary Moon. Sorry, I didn't say hi. Hey, Darren, how are you?
Not too bad. Boxcars of coal got my attention.
The what?
Boxcars of coal got my attention.
Darren, the first time I heard a train go past my grandfather's trailer, it was like 8 o'clock at night, and it's still light out during the summer. And I counted all them. There was 482 cars of coal with 6 engines. Because it was a huge. They had coal mines all around them.
Oh, you're welcome, Harvest Mary Moon.
But nowadays, all those coal mines are shut.
Yeah, it's near impossible to get coal or coke here.
Have any of you grown these purple beans?
Yes.
I did last year, but the caterpillars liked them way more than I got a chance to even harvest any.
Did you
My
like
granddaughter loved them way more than I got to harvest.
They haven't done good at all. They have all kinds of blooms on them, but I'm only getting like a handful at a time. They're not doing good at all.
Everybody seems to be having troubles with their gardens in certain areas this year.
Yeah.
A lot.
My
lot.
weeds are doing great. They're doing wonderful.
The funny thing is yesterday when I was on the live, Barrett ran up to our little country store, and he was going to see if he could sell the cucumbers to the little country store. And they usually buy like my fresh eggs and some vegetables. He said this year, no. He said too many people put out gardens. They're like overwhelmed with all the produce.
That's what I've noticed even driving
Yeah.
around the city. A lot of people are putting up side houses and getting their yards, whatever size they can get, anything they can plant anything in.
They're not doing that here. It's crazy. I see so many people with these big yards, and there's no gardens. And I'm thinking,
Well,
with
I
all
haven't
this
seen-
craziness of last year, why not?
I haven't seen many gardens. That's why I was kind of shocked when he said that. The milkmaid says that hers did fairly well. Unfortunately, the deer ate almost all last year and this year. They don't eat my beans. They just eat the leaves. And the rest of the green beans, like the rattlesnake green beans, these ones, they're producing fine. And they have like no leaves left at all because the deer have ate them all. I don't know.
Agent, you're funny.
He's not that funny.
But yeah, this week I have to go out and weed my garden. Later today I gotta do that. Work like 4 hours and go back out and do some more. And start getting seeds in for this fall.
Yeah, I was fortunate this year. I was able to get some cattle panels for the first time and that garden fabric. And I'll never go back from using garden fabric. That is like the best invention I've ever came across. Because that weeding with my back the years prior to, like, it was horrible. The weeding was ridiculous. That's all I seemed to do was weed the garden. And this year has cut down immensely.
Well, I want to be able to get stuff for this fall, and I know I can, because I was planning it out last night. I didn't automatically go to bed. I went to bed after talking to Darren, but I was up for a little while, and I was thinking in my head, and even before I went to bed, how far into this year I can plant to where I know I'll have stuff growing in the winter. Last year I just threw seeds down in middle of October and it was way too late. So I'm giving myself a buffer of like beginning to middle of September. And that's it. I might just do something every week this month and just let everything else not do anymore. Because I want to have stuff growing. I'll be pulling my potatoes in a month and a half, my sweet potatoes in October, November.
How long does it take to do the sweet potatoes and
120 days for sweet potatoes and pretty much 3 months for potatoes.
Wow.
I had to go harvest my bag with my single potato in it today because the stem broke the other day.
I don't grow sweet potatoes or potatoes because they're not keto. I just grow radishes and turnips and replace.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Wait a minute. No.
I was really happy though. Like my garden has a bunch of melons in it. So I planted a bunch of different types of watermelons this year, the moon and stars, the tiger melon, and then your regular sweet watermelon I planted, and they're all doing really good. Crossing my fingers. Every year I plant melons, and I usually only get 1 or 2 out of the garden that are good, and the rest don't do anything, or they rot, or whatever.
Yeah, I would have thought your season's a bit short for melons.
Not if you get them in the ground early.
Yeah, you gotta get them in the ground real early.
You do, but this year's kind of weird.
And yeah, all over. Well, it's like here. Our growing season last year, like our first frost date for here is between, I can't remember the exact date, it's between the 10th and the 15th of November. Last year I had squash plants and peas, radishes. I planted carrots and beets last year in the beginning of March.
Mm-hmm.
And I had people say, oh, you can't do that, you can't do that. But I was getting squash a month later, and I wasn't dealing with squash vine borers at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a month after that, I had to pull all my squash plants because they were so bad. So I'm going to plant, one of the things I'm going to plant is squash this week because I want, with the cooler weather coming, I've got that month for them to grow, but I can start getting stuff in a month.
Yeah. I do, because I only have a patio to do on, so I'm doing containers. My tomatoes, I haven't even gotten anything. I've only gotten 4 flowers off of 1 plant, and they're just sitting there. They're healthy, they're green, they're growing, but there's nothing's coming on them at all.
Oh, wow. Mine got hit by disease big time this year. We've had so much heavy rains. We haven't had the normal, nice, steady, slow rain. Yeah, it'll start out that way, and then it'll turn into a huge downpour.
Yeah, like a tropical downpour going sideways. Yep, that's how we've been getting it too. But me being off the porch, it's saving them a little bit from that part, because I'm on the 2nd floor, so we have the overhang from the 3rd floor porch. So at least the rain's not coming in that way
Yeah.
and beating down on them. But it's just the growing. They're in the sunlight. The sunlight hits my porch first thing in the morning all day until, nighttime. So I just don't get it.
My let's see, Brooks Home Sweet Home asked what's our favorite fall crop. Mine would have to be like spinach and kale, but that's because I eat pounds and pounds of it.
I'm trying
Yeah.
I'm trying to grow. I'm going to try and grow spinach this fall. I'm doing carrots, beets, turnips, rutabagas, spinach, lettuces, beans, kale, zucchini.
Zucchini.
Zucchini, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the beginning of August. I mean, we still got hot days here. The sun hits the
Okay.
garden first.
That's what I'm worried about. Like usually
I plant zucchini this time of year for fall.
August is like the hottest month here for us as well.
Mhm.
Summer. But what scares me is the last few days have been getting down into the 50s. So I don't know
Yeah.
how squash and zucchini and stuff like that are going to do this year because the weather is so crazy.
Well, my father-in-law is only a couple of towns over from me. I'm like 20 minutes away from Boston, so he's probably 30 minutes away from Boston, going south. So he had a nice zucchini, it was actually a good size, but this is the size of the summer squashes he's getting, and they're getting no bigger than that.
Wow.
And
Those
they've
are
come
good
out.
size, though.
Yeah, they're actually like real beefy on the inside. There's less.
Yeah.
It's not as much seeds, so it's actually a good time to grab them. I mean, but sometimes they'll give us zucchinis that are like baseball bats. I'm like, really? Where'd they
That
come
happened to
from?
me last year. I had
Yep.
4 of them. I had picked all my zucchinis, and apparently I did not see some. And 3 days later, I had zucchini 2 feet long.
Yeah, they're like
Like,
mini
where the
baseball
heck
bats.
did you come from?
Mm-hmm.
Night Agent, thanks for coming in.
But
My
that's
agent.
he does everything throughout the years. Like, I don't know, he'll do the butternut squash and the pumpkins at the end of the, for fall and stuff. And then this will be all of August. We'll get all this, and his he does the pickling cukes and the big cucumbers, pickling and big. This year he did jalapenos, so I was like, ooh, good cornbread time.
I did Tabasco peppers last year. I bought 1 plant, and that thing did awesome. I picked up from it 4 times, and I was giving peppers away to friends of mine.
Wow.
That reminds me, I got to get to my garden and harvest all my pimento peppers.
That's what I was hoping with the tomatoes. I'd have some so I can start, doing sauces and canning and stuff. And
Yeah.
because he gives us abundance of them. I mean, my dining room table will be full. And I'm like, what am I going to do? So this year I got more into canning. So I was going to can everything along with mine and can't do anything.
Well, next year.
So there's
Go pick.
Woo-hoo.
Oh, pretty.
Looks good.
That looks good.
Well, it's like next year I'm gonna watch that grow because I don't know how long we're gonna be here next year.
Mhm. Yeah, we've been looking at
And I
how
don't
to
wanna-
get out of here.
I don't want to overdo things that I know will come on later in the year, and then I wouldn't be able to get them. So I'm going to try and do as much as I can to where I can harvest it in short periods. Like,
TH2
next
says
year-
the heat's coming back here at 89 degrees on Sunday.
Yeah. We're
Yeah, we're
supposed
gonna-
to hit 90s in a few days here again.
Yep. Next week we'll be in the 90s, 89, 90s. It's going to rain like crazy again tonight. But tomorrow, so we got flood watch going on, flood warnings and everything for tonight.
Wow.
That's not hot.
The milkmaid, yeah. With my zucchinis, I shred them and put them in little 1 cup and then pound them out on a baking sheet and freeze them like that. And then I'll throw them in the freezer and I'll have shredded zucchini for zucchini bread.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a really good idea.
It's like the freezer on my fridge is too small. I need a bigger freezer.
Yep.
Because for everything I like to, when I go food shopping, I get all my meats one time a month mostly.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't been able, I've been taking things out and using them more, dehydrating more things, and to make room in my freezer so I can get all those meats like I usually do. And I told my son, I said, this month when I do my food shopping, all our meats are coming at one time.
Yep.
And this way I don't have to worry about that.
There's a reason I have 3 freezers.
I don't have room for 3 freezers. I found a 7 cubic foot stand-up freezer. It's like
You got 4?
23 inches wide, about.
Got 2. I need to catch up.
I wish I had 3 freezers. My neighbor does, and she's always got them things full.
I got this one behind me, and I got one in the corner. That's the only 2.
The only reason I had 3 for years and years and years, and the only reason I have 4 is because my neighbor up the road, they kind of have money, and they had a freezer, and they had nothing but fish in it. It was like a stand-up freezer,
Yep.
and it's not like huge, just one of the smaller ones. Well, it came unplugged, and so all the fish unthawed in there.
Ooh.
And they said they didn't want it. And I was like, you know, you can get the smell out. You can just wash it out. And they're like, no, we'll just buy a new one. She's like, if you want to buy this one from me for $1, I'll sell it to you. And I was like, heck yeah.
A
So,
dog.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a brand new freezer. They didn't even have it a year. So I just stuck it outside and let it vent for a while and cleaned it several different times. And it's perfect.
Vanilla fridge wash. I don't know if you get it there, but there's a spray which we get here that's vanilla based for cleaning fridges.
Never heard of that.
Me
That's
neither.
magnificent stuff.
Toothpaste works good too if you use the mint toothpaste.
I just use apple cider vinegar.
That's what we used to use in our hands when we would fish after fishing. We'd rub toothpaste in our hands and it would take the smell right off.
I had someone tell me that last year when I was gutting fish, and I never had a problem with the smell in my hands last year.
But no, I tend to buy my meat 4 legs at a time.
I would love to buy it 4 legs at a time. But the places I've seen around here are crazy.
Well, I buy it off my mate who's a farmer.
Wild edibles says I don't have room either, so I have food on the foot. Hey, CJM Farms. Good morning, Ginger Ninja.
Ginger Ninja.
Yeah, so I have like some really disheartening news. My piglets that I had, I think I have a fox again. I have 2 piglets missing.
Oh,
So I've been trying to run out at like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning and check, and then my husband stays up and runs out to see. But we've got 2 piglets missing. I have no idea what happened to them. The only thing I can think of is a fox is sneaking in while the mama and papas are sleeping or something. I don't know.
Booby trap the place with bells.
I'm about to put
Hands.
dog on. I think I'm gonna somehow try to figure out how to make a line so I can hook my dog to the whole outside of the pen so he can run back and forth around the pen.
Mm-hmm. When we breed my dog, you can have a pup. He's a German Rottweiler.
Oh wow.
They're good working dogs too, so there you go. Another reason why we need a house. He's too big.
Yeah, my Great Pyrenees cannot come in the house. There's no way. His back comes up past the kitchen table. He knocks everything over.
My stepdaughter got a Great Pyrenees a few months ago. He's probably like 6 months. At 4 months old, his back was, even with her countertops, at 4 months old, his paws are huge. She's got 4 dogs, and I don't know how she does it.
Good morning, Steve.
Hi, Ginger
Yeah.
Ninja.
Cattle dogs don't belong inside.
No.
They work
Not
so
sleeping
hard.
inside.
Well, TH2, you can get a hog from me if it falls through.
I know. I've been thinking about talking to a friend of mine about possibly buying a pig from them. After talking to them on their live the other day, or at
I
least
can-
have a pig.
I can't imagine life without my pigs or my hogs. There's no way.
You'd need a lot more freezer space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know.
Couple more freezers.
And I'd need a bigger house.
See if there's a couple more good neighbors around. Got any rotten fish? I'll take it. Freezers.
I mean, that was a heck of a murder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can't pass that up. I wouldn't.
My problem is I live in a small house. It's a 2-bedroom house.
Mm-hmm.
2-bedroom, 1 bathroom. My living room is the smallest room in the house. My living room is 11 by 11. And it's like there's not enough room. My kitchen is not much wider than the living room.
Yep.
11 feet. Let's see. It probably is 10 feet wide, probably by 11 feet long. Maybe
Jess, you
12.
think you got a lot of traffic? You want me to show you my window? I got a small place too. I only got a 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath, but it's living room, dining room, kitchen. Oh, one. That's the kitchen. It's small. That's the dining room. We're doing the floors over. It's small.
I like the floors.
That's the living room. And then bedrooms are down the hall, but then this is the patio. It's real small. See, look, my tomato plants, they haven't done anything. They're fine. They're green. But then I got traffic. I have a Walmart across the street.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's too many cars for me.
Yeah, I'm right off the highway, like literally. It's right
Hi,
there.
Han Solo.
Got a
The
hospital
distance,
right there.
the distance that road is away from you is a freeway for me.
Yeah, I consider it a freeway because I grew up cow tipping. That's how I grew up playing. With,
No, it's
you know?
literally a freeway. There's a 5-lane freeway that distance from me.
Wow.
Really? Okay, got ya. Yeah.
Bye, CJM Farms. Thanks for dropping in.
And then I have the hospital a block and a half away from me, so I have constant noise. It's just driving me nuts.
Yeah.
My husband's a city guy. He doesn't get it. Go driving in the country looking at the houses. Oh, wouldn't that be nice? Yeah, it would. But then he gets home and he's like, I don't want to move. I'm like, what are you talking about? I want to get the hell out of Dodge.
Mm-hmm. It's like I was talking to a friend of mine. 8 to 10 years ago, they bought a farm out in the country. And he said, there's gated communities coming out here. I was like, what? He goes, there's gated communities. They're having subdivisions going around them. So they put their farm up for sale, and it got bought like that, and it's getting turned into a subdivision. I was
Subdivision,
like, oh my
yep.
gosh.
That's
So
too bad.
he moved to another state and bought like 230 some acres. Out
Yeah.
in
People
the
want that little
mountains.
piece of country, so they move out and get a 2-acre plot, and they're happy.
Bye, Mama Tony. I'll talk to you and Dad later.
I don't
Love
want
you.
a bigger plot. It's too close.
Yeah, I live like 8-9 miles outside of town, and they're just popping up houses everywhere. And now they got a trailer court behind me. I'm like, what the heck? It's crazy.
I
need
want
a-
enough land where I can say, you're not coming that close to me.
It was pretty scary though. Last year, my neighbor, he's the only neighbor I have that's close to me, and he's on the left side of my property, and he's getting older. He's in his 80s. He's always been a real jerk, but he gave his grandson and his grandson's girlfriend like some acreage, but the acreage that he gave them was like right next to our house, right on the property line. It wasn't even like 5 feet from our trailer, and they were gonna put a trailer right there last year. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they'll be able to look from their trailer right into like our bedroom and stuff. Like, I was so upset. I had so much anxiety. Well, they had the land like inspected or whatever. The city came out to look where they were going to put the trailer, and they told them no, that they couldn't do it. They had to do it clear on the other side of their property. And I was like, thank Jesus.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because it's like up in Michigan, my stepbrother and sister-in-law years ago, they went through HUD and had their house built, and they had gotten a 2-acre plot, and whoever with HUD planned out where their house was going, screwed up royally, because HUD had to give them 2 more acres that was supposed to be for another house, because when they put the house, did the footing for the house is 10 feet over on the other property.
Oh my
So
gosh.
he got
Wow.
2 acres for free. So he ended up having 4 acres in his house. It's like,
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, and that's the thing, like, because we have so many animals and stuff, you know, like most of my chickens and ducks and turkeys and stuff like that free range during the off season of gardening season, and then every once in a while the hogs will escape and get out, and they have young children. So I'm thinking, if they're that close to the property and the hogs get out, if something happens, we're responsible, you know.
Yep.
I'm like, oh. And who wants, you know, and kids are curious. Kids will go over there and put their hands in the fence and stuff, and
oh yeah.
Yes, they will.
it's just scary.
Mm-hmm. It is. It is.
It's like, I know we can have hogs out here because I've called the municipal building in town, and I asked them, I said, what? I said, I'm looking on the site saying that what permits I would need if I wanted to have an animal out here. And they said, you can have chickens, you can have pigs. If you have a big enough spot for a cow, you can have at least one.
Mhm.
I know if I wanted a donkey or a mule, I could have that because people have them around here. I could have small animals. I could have goats. But because I rent, I'm not going to chance that.
Yeah, you'd have to go through the landlord first, right?
Oh, he said he said I can have 6 chickens, and he upped that a couple
Oh,
years
that's good
ago.
though.
And he said if I wanted to have quail, I can have quail. And so yeah, I can have some,
Mm-hmm.
but there's so much I'm limited on space.
Yeah.
The front and one side of my house is covered from shade from oak trees, water oaks. So
Mhm.
nothing grows under them. Then out back, I have a driveway with another tree there. I'm so limited on space. My garden is my side yard. My garden is a 10 by 40 garden.
Hey, Solo at Park Farms, Nettie, how you doing?
Hey, Nettie, with a small 10 by 10 herb garden in front of it. And I got chickens and 2 peach trees. I'm going to see this fall if I can dig up my peach tree and my plum tree and put them in a half barrel, because I'd like to take them when I move.
Mm-hmm.
I'm digging up my elderberry plants. And
Oh, yeah,
I'm going
I
to put
would.
them in containers. They're not staying here.
I wouldn't keep them for anybody else. I would keep them for
I know.
yourself.
My herbs are going to go in containers this fall. My elderberries, I want to try and get my peach tree and my plum tree dug up. I don't know if it'll work, but I'm going to try. They've only been in the ground 2 years, so. And last year they
I don't know
probably grew.
why. I can do like all types of berries and things like that, but when it comes to pears and apples and peaches or anything like that, I can't grow any type of fruit tree for some reason.
You should be able to. I
They
have
get
clay soil.
they get attacked so bad by fungus or bugs or something. I don't know what the deal is.
Huh. There is a spray you can put on to keep the bugs off. I did this year.
Well, it's like, I think it's more of a fungus than anything. Hey, Thorhaven, it's like,
Hey,
honestly,
Dorhaven.
like on all the branches and on the bark, it just like looks like a green fungus of some sort, kind of like mold.
Huh.
It's weird. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, I ain't seen. See, I haven't seen that on mine. I know, like, I have 4 peaches on my peach tree, but the bugs have torn them up. And the other day, yesterday, went out and there's one on there last night because of the heavy rains.
Yeah.
My plum, yeah, well, I found out last year it was a plum tree, not a peach tree. That thing, I didn't get a lot of fruit from it because with all the heavy rains, they swell up and break.
Hmm.
So I did get some plums. My neighbor bought a few pounds of plums from me, so I did make some money.
Well, that's good. It helps.
Yeah, it does.
I'm supposed to inherit my grandmother's house, the one I take care of. She's 93. She's gonna be 94. Kind of hoping she'll let us move in to help her out because she just got early onset dementia, early stages of it. She's now forgetting and stuff. I don't think she'll run away anywhere, but she can barely walk. But I don't know. She's got a good half an acre. I'll be happy with that. Take the house and flip it, live in it for 2 years, and then
Yeah.
sell it so I don't get the penalty for taxes for selling too early.
Big Joe says if you have a tree that doesn't fruit, plant grapes under them, and the tree will be the trellis. Works great for me.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I was hearing that with sunflowers or peas too, to use the
Yeah.
sunflower stalks as the trellises.
Oh yeah, you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
My son, we had a trampoline that we had to dismantle last year. No, earlier this year. And my landlord made sure I was dismantling it in front of him. So, or he was going to raise my rent a whole lot, and he knew I couldn't afford that. But, so I turned that the frame from the trampoline into an arched trellis, and I have grapevines growing up it.
That's a neat idea too.
And they're in half of a 55-gallon barrel. So
yeah, that's a good idea. My trampoline turned into a chicken coop.
I was gonna try and do that, but yeah, that wasn't gonna work.
Yeah, I used to love jumping on the trampoline, and then my back went out, and I'm like, well, I can't do that anymore.
Well, Dragonstown, I called when the one fruit tree I have, what I thought was a peach tree, was putting on what looked like cherries. I called the company and I asked them if they had cherry trees at that time, and they said no. And I told them that I was gifted the peach trees. I said one's a Red Haven and one's supposed to be. So I said this one. I said it doesn't. They don't look like peaches. They're not fuzzy like peaches. I said it's supposed to be an Alberta peach tree, and it's not. And they said, well, we didn't have plums, because I asked them if it was a plum tree.
Where'd you get it from?
A friend of mine got them for me through Amazon, but the company is called DAS, D-A-S. And, but, I mean, they're doing good.
Yeah, I refuse to buy any fruit trees from like box stores or anything like that because usually what I have been told is they splice the fruit tree into some other random tree, and you never know what you're going to get. And it's happened to me before when I bought the trees
Yeah.
from box store. So I'm like, never again.
Ginger Ninja, yeah. When his insurance policy says no trampolines and no pools, tenants gotta abide by that. Even if the trampoline had the netting, the safe netting around it, no. So yeah, he could have charged me or evicted me, and I'm not having that.
Okay. I get to jump off because I got to get ready for my live.
Yeah, we're going to
Time. I was like, oh no.
I'm going to be jumping off too here in a minute, and I'll head over to you.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. Thank you for having me up.
All right. Thanks for
Bye,
hanging out.
Everybody, nice to meet you all.
All right.
Have a good one. You guys can jump over on my stream if you want. We talk about everything and anything. So we just use certain code words for, what they allow us to do. So
Yeah.
so much fun.
So your channel name's Crazy Irish?
Yes. I don't know. Do you have my link?
I will get it and put it in the chat in a second.
It's kind of hard because there's a couple of Crazy Irishes, so I don't even know. Just look for this. Look for that emblem. Maybe. I don't know. Let me go over. Wait a
Got
minute,
it.
I can see mine.
Dang, Darren, that was quick.
That was
did.
good. Woohoo!
He's
Yeah,
so
I'm on a
fast.
lot.
I went to
I
go
like
get it, and he's like, I got it.
Yeah, if my computer will work.
I'm a horrible mod. I'm not quick at all.
I know. If I do it for my phone, it's more thumbsy. Whoopsies.
Yeah.
Whoopsies. But did you find it? I can grab at least the live stream link.
Come on.
You got it?
Yeah, I've got the link. It's my computer's going stupid. It's telling me to connect to the internet.
Wow. Okay, I just put
Sounds
up the
like
link
mine.
for the.
I got it. Woohoo!
Got it?
I beat him for once.
Okay, cool.
Oh, you
All right.
got it there before me, Crazy Irish.
I know. I just popped up. I was just like, wait a minute. I just put up the one that for the live stream. I just hit the copy link for the live stream.
Okay.
That's all right. Two is better than one, right? All right. I'm gonna go over and get ready.
All right. See you later.
All right. Have fun, guys. Thank you so
Later.
much for letting me come up.
You're
all right.
welcome.
Thanks. Bye.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't paste links from my phone. I don't know how to do anything from my phone when it comes to links and stuff like that. It's horrible.
It's not that hard.
I'm not good at it.
No, I don't do it well on the phone.
I know some people are like super quick with their phone too. I'm like, how do you do that?
I'm not as quick as some people.
Yeah. So you guys, I want to thank you for coming up on the panel. It was so much fun. I'm gonna head
My
off
pleasure.
here. Head over to Crazy Irish. Thanks for everybody in the chat for hanging out and chatting with us. And until next time, stay happy, healthy, and safe. Bye.
Everyone. Bye.
All right.